I know this is a cheat, but it's on the poster.
Wait, Nathan Caine can't feel pain, fights for love.
That's the one. Nathan Caine can't feel pain, fights for love.
There was one scene, we could not get through the scene without dying laughing. I don't know why, but we were just like looking at each other and just absolutely breaking up, dying laughing. And I wish that people could see that because it was really stupid and funny.
Hello! Ada yang terang, tapi bukan lampu. Ada yang merah, tapi bukan api. Itu loh, tombol subscribe. Buruan ya, subscribe YouTube channel Cinema21 sekarang juga.
Hey guys, my name is Nandra. I represent Cinema21. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you too.
So nice to meet you.
Okay, so Nate can feel pain, but it still takes a lot of damage in the movie, right? Was there any particular stunt or fight scene that you had thinking like, okay, this is insane?
Oh, I mean, like all of them. Like every single one. I think the most daunting one for me initially was that first fight in the kitchen. Just because that was the first fight in the movie where the audience really gets to live in the premise of the movie, you know, where we really, that's kind of, everything comes down to that scene in terms of the action, like, can they execute on this premise? And so there was a lot of pressure there. But I remember that day, I was really nervous. I think it was my birthday. I might have forgotten about that. But I was in there and we were shooting and it was going pretty well. But then there was this one shot that we pulled off, and afterwards, we had an amazing team of stunt people, but they're all very tough, very serious Bulgarian men who don't really give a lot of praise. They'll tell you if something's wrong, which is good because we need the honesty. But after one of the takes, I just heard them start to applaud and cheer, and I was like,
sweet.
Okay, I think we might get, I know it meant a lot coming from them specifically, and they're all incredible. So yeah, that was a highlight for sure.
Okay, this movie blends action, comedy, and romance in such an interesting way. What do you guys think the biggest challenge in balancing all of these different terms?
Yeah, you know, it's a funny thing. The genre blending kind of comes naturally to us. No matter what movie we work on, we always tend to want to inject comedy into it.
Oh, no, stop it. Wow, that hurt.
Like, we're always making each other laugh all day, every day. I think there's just a lot of humor out in the world, whether it's humor on the face of it or humor as a coping mechanism for all the bad stuff going on. So for us, all of our movies end up genre blending. But for this one specifically, it really felt like a vital tool to make the really graphic imagery in the movie palatable for a broad audience. You know, we want this movie to be a really pleasant and exciting theatrical experience for everyone, not just people who have strong stomachs. What we've found is that, you know, you can show a bit of really intense gore, but if you like contextualize that with a moment of humor or a moment of sentimentality and heart, it tends to kind of go down easier, and people are able to laugh along with it or you know, feel you know, whatever emotion you're trying to evoke along with it, and it doesn't become an icky experience or like we're edging into torture porn or something. So yeah, that blend was really essential to get the tone right of this movie. Okay,
Amber, your character Sherry is very tough but has like a vulnerable side, right? What was the most exciting part of playing her, and what do you think makes her the perfect couple with Nate?
Exactly that was the most exciting part of playing this character, was that she's a normal girl, and I've not really gotten to play that, I think, ever before. But at the same time, she is afforded so much more complexity than you normally see in the love interest in a movie like this.
Can you feel this?
Definitely feeling something.
And I think that what makes Sherry and Nate great for each other is that there's a line that I have in the movie where Sherry says, we're all hiding something, we're just looking for someone we can show it to, basically.
Yeah.
And I think that the thing about Nate and Sherry is that neither of them are expecting each other, and I think they're both equally like caught off guard and disarmed by so quickly being seen by the other person in this way that they've never been seen before. You know, they're both very guarded. I think kind of learned how to like protect themselves, people, and yeah. No,
I'm totally with you. I think that line that Sherry has is like the thesis of the movie.
Yeah.
And everything is on. That's my favorite line in the movie. It's beautiful. I love it.
Okay, so Jacob, your character Roscoe is Nate's best and only friend, but they've never met in person. What was like building a friendship in a way that mostly online.
I think it's really funny, like when you work on movies, that's kind of how you make, like you just kind of have to make friends at work too. Like there's like really no organic way to do it. You just like have to be a nice person.
You gotta be careful, dude. You can still die. You're not Wolverine.
Luckily, Jack is the craziest, nicest person ever.
Okay, so Ray, the character Simon is the complete opposite of Nate, right? He's very unpredictable, dangerous, and scary. What was the key of making him such a compelling villain in the movie?
I don't know. I mean, I think the thing is, for me, was, you know, in a sociopath, in a crazy person, finding the sense of humor. You know, finding the way into, well, you don't love this character, you kind of like him. You know, like, or you know, you want to see, you enjoy seeing, you know, him do his bad things. You know, like that was the most important thing for me, is just making a compelling character that was fun to watch.
Okay, so what was the wildest or most complicated stunt to pull off? Did anything unexpected happen, or maybe funny on set while filming?
You know, I think it depends on what the metric is with complication. Obviously, there were a lot of extremely complicated prosthetics. We tried to do everything we could practically on this movie, everything we could afford to do with our financial resources and our time. The compound fracture bone break prosthetic, you know, there's a floppy arm. He's wearing a green sock, you know, to get rid of his actual arm eventually, and Jack had to kind of puppet that with his arm. That was complicated from a performance standpoint. Flipping the ambulance, that was probably an unexpected result. You know, that's a very complex stunt because it's dangerous, and there's tons of prep that goes into that. Something happened where it didn't flip or fly quite as far as it was supposed to. Something on the undercarriage of the ambulance got caught on a ramp, but it was kind of a happy accident because we realized if that had actually gone as far as it was supposed to, it would be like outrageous. It just flew like 40 feet instead of, you know, what actually happened, which seemed to be, you know, visually what it should have been in that moment. So every day we were dealing with a stunt like that. You know, there's so many big fun moments, there's so many prosthetics, and there's so many physical stunts. So we kind of just got used to it, and it was just like, all right, what's the gigantic stunt we're doing today? You know, we acclimated to that as a new reality when we were shooting this.
And to be fair, the bone thing is my favorite scene of the movie.
Maybe. Yes, of course.
Okay, so this movie blend action, comedy, and some crazy and interesting stunts, right? If you guys had to switch roles and play each other characters, what's the one scene that you dread doing the most?
I mean, I liked watching the part where you guys robbed the bank and you kind of just like beasted out that like that bank guy.
Get on the ground! Open the vault! Cops are here early! We need a hostage!
That was really funny. He just did not deserve it, but you just kind of went hard on him. And like that was really great. I thought that was really awesome.
It was really bad. That's twisted. No, I mean, I honestly dream of rolling up in the moped, taking the helmet off, letting it swing, being like, I'm your guy. I am the knight in shining armor that you were asking.
On my noble steed.
That's what I wanted.
Okay, so man's ability to feel no pain is such a tricky and interesting concept, right? And you guys mentioned to make it palatable, you insert a bit of comedy. How do you make sure the no pain thing make it more believable and still made the action exciting?
Yeah, so I mean that was a really important thing to us, was trying to make sure that the things that we put his body through never became so unbelievable that you thought that he'd be dead by now, you know, because that's the thing. He can't feel pain. That's not the same thing as being invulnerable. You know, obviously if he is, you know, if he's decapitated, he's going to die. We kind of went through, you know, the original version of the script and kind of audited all the fight scenes to make sure that, you know, okay, there can't be too many of these head hits or else he's going to be knocked out. You know, like, so let's move those hits to the body, and making sure that there were enough little patch-up scenes, you know, these islands where he could kind of, you know, take a beat to go to Earl's shop and get patched up and wrap his hand up. You know, after the rundown house, have this bandaging scene with Roscoe and everything. We just wanted to be like, how far can we crank this before it becomes silly and you just don't believe it? You know, obviously we want to get all the juice we can out of that idea and bring him as close to death as humanly possible by the end of the film without ever making it, you know, stretch so far into the realm of unbelievability.
Okay, so if you guys could take one scene from the movie and include it into a blooper reel, which one do you think would be the funniest outtake of them all?
Yeah, no, I think just like the takes we did of me throwing the knife at Jack.
Heads up! Oh, sorry. It's fine.
It's really, really funny.
There was one scene in the movie, a quite climactic scene, that there's sort of a standoff. I don't want to give too much away, but we could not get through the scene without dying laughing. I don't know why, but we were just like looking at each other and just absolutely breaking up, dying laughing. And I wish that people could see that because it was really stupid and funny.
Okay, so if you have to describe the movie in one sentence to the people that know absolutely nothing about the movie, to invite them to watch, what would you guys say?
Buckle up.
It's more of a command. I would say that this is the most fun, carefree, not pretentious movie that you can see in 2 hours, and see it with as many people as possible because it plays like a rock concert.
I mean, I know this is a cheat, but it's on the poster. Nathan Caine can't feel pain.
Wait. Mine is Nathan Caine can't feel pain, fights for love.
That's it. That's the one. Nathan Caine can't feel pain, fights for love.
That's how you make it original.
Yeah. That's like a Dr. Seuss rhyme right there.
3 extra words to call it your own.
Fights for love.
Baby.
Fights for love,
thank you guys so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Nice meeting you.
Asik kan videonya? Jangan lupa like, subscribe, dan komen ya. Sampai bertemu di video selanjutnya.